Hello guys, and welcome to my channel. In this video I want to show you this new tech slash playstyle slash juke that I've been using to mess around with the killer's mind. To be honest, I've never seen anyone doing this, and this is the main reason for which I decided to make this video. With that being said guys, I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so what does this tech do? Well, I forgot to say that there are two variations for this new tech. The first one being performed with balanced landing and deception, and the second one with deception and head-on. Now, in my opinion, these two different variations should be used in different circumstances. Let's begin with the balanced landing one. This tech is especially good for when you're in a chase and don't want to throw the pallet, or maybe you don't have it anymore. And it can be very useful for the situations that you know that you can't reach the window. When you want to do the tech, you will need to turn left, jump to the basement, and balanced landing will give you time enough to use deception in one of the lockers and hiding. As you can see, the killer thinks that I am in the locker. In my opinion, this is the funniest part of the tech, since you will see many different reactions depending on the killer's level. This tech doesn't only work in the shack, but wherever you can trigger balanced landing or windows of opportunity. And as you can see, the killer was right behind me, but as he triggered balanced landing, it will give me time enough to perform the tech anyways. Something that we should have in mind is that not all of the killers go straight to the locker, but some of them check around instead. But one thing that we can do in order to improve this technique is by using the quick and quiet perk, which will allow us to enter the locker very quickly and without making any noises. In my opinion, this is a very good tech which will always work against inexperienced killers and some skilled killers too, but it may be a little bit weak against someone who knows how it works. Fortunately, it can be used in every map by using the perks Balanced Landing, Windows of Opportunity, Sprint Burst, and Adrenaline. Now, moving on to the second variation, we got Head-On and Deception, which in my opinion this is the best variation. Now, the difference between the balanced landing variation and this one is that we are not gonna be using any exhaustion perk other than head-on, and in order to perform it, we must count with at least one of the following circumstances. There must be a pallet near the basement, a window, or the killer must hit you or one of your teammates while in a chase. Any of these three circumstances will always work. Let's take a look of how it looks like in game. As you can see, I was being chased, and my plan was to lead him to the pallet, so that way I will gain some time in order to perform the attack correctly. Once you drop the pallet, all you have to do is go down the basement, use deception, and hide in one of the lockers. It doesn't matter which locker you decide to go in, it will always work, even though I recommend you to go in this one. This is a great way to make the killer waste more time. And as you can see, he's checking around, but he doesn't even know where we are. Now, he will have no other choice than checking inside of the lockers. And then, when he comes to the one that we are in, all we have to do is using head-on in order to stun him and escape. This tech is also very useful for the situations that you are being hit near the basement and don't have anywhere to go. As you can see, I got hit near the basement, and I used that as a tool in order to perform the tech. This guy went straight to the locker instead of checking around first. But same as before, he's now checking around, he doesn't even know where we are. Now, use head-on and escape. I forgot to say that this variation is very useful for when your teammate is hooked in the basement, but you know that the killer is around. In this case, the killer had to make your choice, which in other situations it will make it impossible for me to leave the basement without being downed. And unfortunately, my teammate didn't know what to do, so she hid behind the lockers, but she got caught by the killer anyway. Well guys, moving on to the conclusion. In my opinion, this is a very powerful tech since I've tried it with many killers of all of the levels and it always worked for me. And even though I call this tech the basement tech, I know that it can be used everywhere as long as there are 2 lockers or more. However, I will recommend you to use it in the basement, since it's where you will make the killer waste more time. This tech will allow us to do an unexpected move, which the killer will not know how to react to. It's a great way to be safe when saving you or your teammates in the basement. And to be honest, it's very fun to see the killer's reaction, who doesn't even know where you are. I know you guys are clever and you will find more ways to improve this tech, or to make it even funnier. But that will be up to you. I wanna give a big shout out to my friend Corazon de Seda, who was the one that helped me to test the first variation, and that's where everything started. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel and show some support on the comments. Have a good day and the Lord bless you all. See ya!